Hey everyone! Welcome back to Learn with PBR. Today we're modeling a clean 3D dining table step by step. Don't forget to like. Let's start by creating a plane. Move it just slightly above the grid. This will serve as the floor base for our scene. Make sure it's placed exactly at the center using the transform values. Next, we'll create a cylinder which will act as the table's base. Scale it down to a reasonable thickness, and adjust the height so it looks balanced. Now carefully move the cylinder to the center of the plane. After that, take a circular plane, this will be our tabletop. Place it on top of the cylinder and scale it up so it covers the table base properly. Take a moment to check the positioning of all three objects, the plane, the cylinder, and the circular top. Now we need to make a chair for our scene. Start by taking a cube and placing it near the table. This cube is going to be the base of the chair. Next, hold down Shift and right-click to open the marking menu. From there, select the Insert Edge Loop tool. Begin adding edge loops around the cube, just like I'm doing here. Place the loops carefully to define the structure we want for shaping. Once all the loops are in place, right-click and switch to Face mode. Now begin selecting the unnecessary faces, the bottom, sides, or any that aren't needed. Hit Delete to remove them cleanly. After removing the extra faces, you'll start to notice the shape of the seat. Now we need to select the two back corner faces of the chair's seat base. Hold the right-click and switch to Face mode if you're not already there. Click to select each corner face one by one. Then press Ctrl+E to extrude them straight upward. Make sure both sides are even in height, this will form the back legs. Next, bring up the Insert Edge Loop tool again. Start inserting new loops on both of the extruded parts. Watch how I place them, this helps define shape and smoothness. Now, select the top middle face between the two back legs. Press Ctrl+E one more time to extrude it backward. This creates the backrest of the chair. Adjust the overall shape slightly if needed, and that completes the chair model. Now move the chair model upward and place it on top of the plane. Adjust its position carefully so it sits perfectly centered and balanced on the surface. Now press Ctrl+D to duplicate the chair. Move the new chair slightly to the side, then rotate it so it faces naturally toward the table. Make sure to adjust its position so it's sitting flat and properly aligned on the surface. Next, repeat this same process to create two more chairs. Each time, use Ctrl+D, move the chair to a new side of the table, and rotate it as needed. Take your time to align them neatly, so the setup looks clean and balanced from every angle. Once all four chairs are placed, orbit around the scene and double-check their positions. Make sure they're not floating, intersecting, or off-center. Everything should look perfect and symmetrical. Now let's add some color to our dining scene. First, select the plane. Then right-click and choose Assign New Material. Pick Lambert, and now choose any color you like for the surface. After you've finished adjusting the color of the plane, now we'll move on to coloring the dining table. Start by selecting the base cylinder of the table. Right-click, choose Assign New Material, and from the options, select Lambert. Now you can pick a color that suits the style of your scene. Maybe something neutral or metallic. Once you've added color to the base, we'll do the same for the top part. Select the top circular surface of the table, assign a new material again, and choose a matching or contrasting color. Now the table looks complete with proper colors. Now select all four chairs by holding Shift and right-clicking each one. With all chairs selected, right-click again and choose Assign New Material. Pick Lambert as the shader type. Now select a color that matches the style of your scene. Maybe something wooden or neutral. Once that's done, the coloring is complete, and your full dining setup is ready to go. Thanks for watching. This is Learn with PBR, subscribe for more.